Welcome back to No Shortcuts YouTube channel. Wanted to make a video talking about the importance of not seeking revenge. A lot of times in our lives, we come through situations where somebody has done something to you and you may have a desire to seek revenge and get them back or do something back to them just like they've done to you. This video is to help you see how to respond. And this video is designed for if you were in a situation and somebody have done you wrong, done you dirty, continuously try to do you wrong. This video is for you to help you be able to maneuver yourself out of that situation and also allow you to continue to stay on your path. A lot of times, I don't care if it's on you, and I've seen it in your job, I've seen it in my own personal life. If somebody done you wrong, especially if they go out and talk about you and spread lies on you and just put a false narrative out there to people that you may have once cared about, and you have a desire to go back and go out there and tell your side of the story. The first thing I would tell you to do is don't get into that energy of trying to harm others if that's not in your nature. And this is for the people who have been innocent. You know you're not that type of person. You've always been on the side of staying positive and doing right by others. Do not allow somebody, when they do something to you, to cross the line and get in the path of trying to do somebody dirty, trying to find a way to get back at somebody and make their lives difficult. Stay focused and remain who you are. When you allow yourself to change, you just became somebody you despise. If that's not in your nature, it's not going to benefit you. You ever seen situations where you've seen people doing things, like you might have been young and you see people cheating, getting by, trying to do something fun, taking something illegal, and you just wonder like that, how they're able to do it. And as a youth, you may make an attempt to try to do it yourself, and you realize that every time you try to do something like that, you got caught. While the people who were doing stuff like that and always do stuff like illegal and cutting corners, doing people dirty, stealing, all different types of stuff, you see for a long time that they never get caught. That's a sign from the collective, from your inner self, to show that when you get caught with stuff like that, that's not in your nature. You ain't supposed to be about that lifestyle. So stay in your nature, stay on your path. Don't make moves to get back at people. I've seen people on the job where they didn't get a promotion where they should have gotten a promotion, and to get back at the company, they quit their job or they left. What they should have done, and I'm not talking about in a situation where you're abusive and been being abused or mistreatment. A lot of times when you stay on the path of what you're supposed to be doing and you continue to do right by others, it's always for your benefit. And I've had situations like that happen to me personally, where when things are being done wrong to me, or I felt like things were being done wrong to me, they've always been for my benefit. They've always been for my benefit. Even when I couldn't see it in the immediate, in the moment. I remember I was working on a job and a young lady would, she was actually doing a job that I was working towards. And because she know I had that background, she would a lot of times use me, like she would put me down as somebody she'd been working with and sign my name as if she'd been training me. And meanwhile, She never liked me like that. She didn't like me like that, but she would, just so the fact that she said that she'd been training somebody, she would put my name down as saying that she was training me and things of that nature. And it pissed me off because I'm like, this chick don't even like me, but yeah, she using my name saying that she training me and I'm training her staff and all of this type of stuff. And um anyway, to make a long story short, as I was working in that field, to work in that same, doing that in that same type of career that she was in, they there was a part where after I finished my education and doing my supervision, I had to have training to show that somebody has been training me and I've been working under somebody in this field. And a lot of people that worked in the field that I'm in, they get stuck there because that's a very expensive process because they have to pay a lot of times for people to train them. But nevertheless, I didn't have to make that large payment or invest in that part because I was able to use the documents that this chick was saying that she was training me on and I was working under her. And I had enough hours and I could submit it. So, and stuff like this have happened to me. I'm being kind of vague to protect the innocent, but stuff like this have happened to me throughout my life. So I've learned not to worry when people do me wrong or do wrong by me, to not get in their lane and seeking revenge. So the next thing, because there's several things. So let me continue on. While I don't want you to seek for revenge and help you out through this process. All right, back to the topic at hand. Moving, like trying to get revenge, and you're not that type of person, will get you involved with an energy that you're not familiar with. You don't want to get involved with that. You want to stay on the path. Continue to be who you are. No matter if they talk about you, no matter who they talk about you with, continue to be on the path. Do not seek revenge. Do not entertain it. Yes, it may hurt. Deal with it within yourself. One of the best ways to deal with it within yourself is just knowing who you are. Be proud of yourself for not allowing somebody to change who you are. Continue to be the person that you are on the inside and staying on your path of doing right by. Not even, you don't have to deal with that person if they done you wrong. Not, this is not like a reconciliation type thing where I'm saying deal with that person. No, 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 no. I'm saying continue to be you. So let me give you a perfect example. I know when I was going through my divorce, I know my ex, she went and told a lot of people a lot of stuff about me, tried to do things to undermine who I was and make me look different than who I actually was to a lot of people. And like I felt like I needed to go out at times within myself, like, to tell my side of the story. But I never did, and I'm glad I didn't because it was so beneficial. And I'm gonna tell you, it was easy for me to see the people who I knew for a long time that instantaneously believe a negative narrative about me without even checking with me. It was easily for me to see the people how quickly they were able to just buy into something without finding out what's real. And what that did is it was a benefit because I got to see, I'm like, man, if you fall for that so quickly, then you're not who I thought you were. And it was easy for me to eliminate people like that out of my life. So that was a real benefit, allowing people to do stuff like that. And I did not. One of the things I always pride myself on, and has always benefited me, is I never played that game. And I think because I haven't played that game, some of these situations, I didn't add any fuel to the fire. And I didn't make those situations prolong. I didn't make it bigger because I never seek revenge or never try to get revenge in a negative way. Now, if somebody came to me and told me something about me that wasn't true, obviously I checked them. and gave them the facts whether they cared or not. But I always knew that when I tell my side of the story, it was always going to be specific and detailed and easily to tell, very simple, leaving no stones unturned. But I never went back and forcefully tried to gain people by getting revenge or getting back at somebody by going back even to her or saying negative things about her, because I knew that situation would have never been good, and it wasn't in my character, and it wouldn't have been a benefit to anybody. I never seek revenge. I never try to mess with money when it's time to make uh, payments financially to take care of my family and my child. I never let that interfere. And because of that, I feel that my situation in my life has always been beautiful. I've always feel grown. I always see the growth. And more importantly, like at the end of the day, my I feel good when I go to sleep. I feel good when I lay my head down. I feel good at night, um, or just at peace because I know I ain't do anything to harm or hurt nobody. So that's one of the things. That's another thing that you need to look at when you're talking about seeking revenge. Don't do it. Keep your peace of mind. Keep your peace. Allow that stuff that people try to do to you to run its course, but you continue to be you. And I will promise you, as you continue to be you, it will always be for your benefit. Don't allow it to ruin who you are. Don't allow it for you to get into the game of pettiness and getting back and forth at people. Um, that whole energy will take you somewhere that you don't want to go. So this is just for a short video. I know I've been rambling now for a little bit, but I want to be transparent and honest just to help somebody out there who may, whether it may be in your job, whether it may be in a relationship, it could be with anybody who just, for some reason or another, if they're jealous of you or they feel like they just have to make you look bad to make themselves look good. It could be a variety of reasons where somebody just went out of their way to harm you, not to harm you, but somebody went out of their way to do something to you unnecessarily. Don't get in that energy with them. Maintain yourself. Know that everything, when you're in the path of righteousness, and I mean spiritually righteousness within yourself, I'm not even talking about religion, I'm talking about within you, that you're not abusing your power, that you're not doing wrong by others, that you're staying on the path and moving in the direction that you're supposed to better your life without getting back or harming anybody. Stay on that path. That's the best path that you can actually be on. Don't let nobody take you off of that. And once again, know that that's for your benefit. If you find this message honest, authentic, and a benefit to you, please please subscribe, and continue to enjoy your day. And we'll get through this thing together. Be safe, be careful, and peace.